Hey, look at Rabba. 38 days until Purim, 5 days until Shabbos. Oh, we're admitting Samson Schiff. You know Samson Schiff? Wow. Wow, this is like the best day of my life. The best day of my life. Chevra, 5 days until Shabbos, 38 until Purim. Samson, we have a special guest on. Special guest. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Guys, learning is for the refuah of Pesach, Reuven ben Yosef Sarah, Bracha Bas Yehudi, Smirim Dori Bas Chani Yocheved, Yoram Bas Pasa, Shira Bas Pasa, Sana Reuven ben Mani, and every neshama on Klal Yisrael in the world. We're continuing with the laws of the Holy Synagogue, of the study hall. So the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch says, when a community builds a synagogue, they require instruction from a Torah scholar like Reb Dani regarding how and what manner it should be built. And we could see further what this really means, the complex details and the instructions regarding the construction in Shulchan Aruch 150 to 153. That was the last halacha in this category in the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Beautiful. We're moving on to Rabbeinu Sichot 25. Sichot 25. What a high one. What a high one. Rabbi Nachman says the thoughts in one's mind are truly among God's greatest wonders. Thoughts exist in the mind in groupings, like bundles stacked on top of each other. When a person needs a fact, he remembers it by drawing it from his place in his mind. And one of the groups, this itself is a great wonder. From where was his thought located until then? That's the obvious question. Right? There's so many groups, there's so many thoughts. Where is this group located? Where is it hidden? Many associations and symbols are located in these bundles in the mind. One remembers a fact because he encounters some idea that stimulates the association and symbolism associated with a particular thought. Right? So if I see Rav Dani, I'm automatically thinking of the Rebbe. The Rebbe, the Rosh Hashiva. The Rosh Hashiva, of course. Right? So I have all those Torahs, right? I'm forgetting the Sefer you gave me. Forgetting the Sefer you gave me that I need to return.
I gave it to you as a present.
No, I think the newer one. The newer one.
Adam Kemo Chayat.
Yes.
That's yours. I gave it to you as a present. Don't return it. Look, Josh Hyman's here.
Josh Hyman is unbelievable. Unbelievable. So when I see Rav Dani, I think of Rav Fruman. Even though I didn't learn any teachings from Rav Fruman. But we're getting there. You're earning. So when a particular thought emerges, Reb Samson, all the other thoughts in his mind are turned over and rearranged in a different pattern. It is just like the physical case where removing something from a parcel or pile causes its entire order to be arranged. Now, how can we really bring this into our lives? Eli Lab, unbelievable. How can we understand this? Lamaisa. So Rav Ari Rosenfeld quotes the Gemara that says the mind, the human mind, is unlike any other kli that was ever created. So he brings us an example. The nature is that if you have a 10-ounce glass, when you pour 10 ounces of liquid into this glass and try to add 1 more ounce, you'll find it impossible, right? Because it's already full. Once that glass is full, you cannot add anything more. If the glass is empty, you could add the 10 ounces. But the brain, what we're talking about right now, the thoughts in Rabbi Nachman, of course, the brain is exactly the opposite of what we're talking about here. When it comes to knowledge, especially holy knowledge, right? The knowledge of Torah. If a person's mind is empty and you try to pour information into it, the person will understand nothing. This person has a good and developed brain, but it has nothing in it yet. You cannot teach this person anything because nothing will enter into it. But if the brain is filled with a lot of information, a lot of Torah, a lot of depth, a lot of knowledge, and you want to add information to it, Chevra, it will grasp and absorb immediately. So a brain that is empty will not accept, right? We're talking about holy knowledge, holy groupings, and unholy groupings. A brain that is full will absorb much more than before. It's the opposite of a regular kli, right? Like the 10-ounce glass. Our brain is not like the 10-ounce glass. Our brain is infinite. We have infinite storage. But are we treating our minds like a glass? Or are we treating it like a wellspring? Chevra, Bezrat Hashem, we should be zocha to use our minds like a wellspring, right? Holy knowledge, holy groupings, right? The thoughts should be holy thoughts. And I want to hear your questions, comments. Please feel free. What a special, special afternoon, night. Samson, the mic doesn't work?
The mic works, but it's quite where I am. I have a question. What's the significance of surface tension in your analogy?
What's surface tension? The 10 ounces, the 1 ounce? I mean, you're taking like you're taking the holy degree.
If you put 10 ounces in a cup that holds only 10 ounces, you can always add a little bit more. You can't always, but a lot of the times you'll be able to add a little bit more than 10 ounces. And what will happen, the water will gather up on the top. And a lot of the times you can add more. A 10-ounce cup could, under certain conditions, hold 12 ounces. With proper, you can't, it's not practical because it's hard to drink from, but the water will gather on the top and stay there until tipped over. There are like videos of people adding little increments of water, adding more and more and more and more until
you want to send holy videos?
No, they're not holy videos. Need to see them. But this was just a question that I have. I don't have the answer. I'm not the Rebbe. You're the Rebbe.
No, just like a thought on that is like, I feel like, because we're talking about the wellspring, like the mind of a wellspring and a mind of a kli, right? So if we have a 10-ounce kli and you're saying we could add 2 more ounces to that kli and it won't overflow, eventually it'll overflow. It'll just be chaos, right? It'll just be confusion, right? But if we have a mind of a wellspring and we're just absorbing and adding more and more holy thoughts in Torah, it'll just be fluid, all right? We'll have fluidity. And there won't be much chaos.
Wouldn't you find that?
What?
Would you rather have 10 ounces of mind that you know you have, or a raging river that you can never capture?
That's a question.
I'm waiting for your answer. You're supposed to make my mind like a river, but I don't know if I want that.
So maybe maybe you want a kli, but maybe I just never know. Right? I'll never be able to grasp. I don't know. There's always more knowledge. There's always more depth, more levels.
But we have to make a kli to hold such knowledge.
What do you say?
We have to make a kli to hold such knowledge. The mind is the kli. The mind is the greatest kli.
Right.
But we can't make it into something that's just having waters pass through. The waters have to sink in.
Right.
If there's a river, then at some point we have to be the ground and absorb some of that water.
I like that. So our mind is the ground. Our mind's the ground.
I think Samson's channeling his inner Lubavitcher Rebbe. We all know the Lubavitcher Rebbe said to always add a little bit more. He was just like, he understood the adhesiveness of water. And Lubavitcher Rebbe was really like water in that way. He was a clapping Sefer Torah, not just the walking Sefer Torah, but a clapping one. Bring all different things together, always moving everything towards Eretz Yisrael, which is what Donnie said, or Nachman says. And when you're in Israel, to the base of Mikdash when you clap. But by adding on a little bit more, which I think might be something that Samson was getting at a little bit, it's not just about adding and then, some's going to fall eventually, some's going to fall away. But whatever those waters were, they're deeper and they're heavier, because even though they fall, there's something about them that's like maybe they're falling to the bottom and they're pushing something else out, because it's not just about like gathering the knowledge, but it's also about internalizing it. And when you fill your brain with so much knowledge, like, yeah, some is going to fall away. Like your brain could only process and internalize so much at once, but it still like reaps something much deeper. It's like whether you have that knowledge off the top of your head or not, it's something that's internalized, which is also why you need like the right kli. I think that's what you're trying to say, Samson, that like if it's a river, there's no falling over and it never really leaves. Like it's just like endlessness. Yeah.
I like that. Good points. Anyone else? Rav Donnie, Samson.
I'll just say I need the Kalim to understand the depth of all the holy people that are here. Like it's like blows my mind, like so many chevra, like in their 20s, whatever they're doing, they're like, it's not what they're doing with their time. It's not what they're doing. And just to watch you guys, like with the kedusha that you bring into this world right here in this Zoom is just like, so thank you. It's blowing my Kalim, my vessels. I can't even comprehend like what's happening here.
I just want to cry. It's unbelievable. All the Rebbe's are on at once. Wow. From Samson, from Josh, from
All
Donnie.
the Rebbe's are on tonight. All the Rebbe's are on tonight.
Unbelievable. Samson, I love what you said. I really do. You really you made it clear. You made it clear for me.
I just want to be a kli.
We're just trying to be clear.
And if my kli can hold 10 ounces, then I want it to hold 12 ounces also.
Right.
Okay, it might be dripping off the top, but I'll like sip it, and you like when it's like overflowing, you like go up, you put your mouth to it and you sip. So we'll do the same thing. And then we'll really internalize.
Bava Tarabi. However, we should all be healthy, happy, and successful, whether we're in the middle of a field doing hispodadus, whether we're in a frat with the Chaver, with Rav Shlomo, or whether we're in Yerushalayim. We're just yearning for Yerushalayim, Chaver. Yearning for Yerushalayim, Mashiach. Chaver, see you tomorrow. Only health, happiness, and success. Purim.